All I'm saying is, it's still not too late for this to be a Nico or Milana video.
Look, I've never heard of nothing so stupid in my life, man. 95%.
A European Super League could it's going to be the worst thing that ever happens to football. Over the last 24 hours, in a process that's been going on for a couple of years, secretly, a number of clubs are attempting to create a breakaway European competition away from domestic competitions, and more namely the Champions League and Europa League. That includes the top 6 in the Premier League. They have decided they don't want to be a part of the Champions League anymore. They want to have their own exclusive European competition. Those clubs, of course, from England involved are Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester City, and Tottenham. How have Tottenham been invited to this? How have they managed to fraud themselves into this situation? There's no way Daniel Levy was on the register for this board meeting. I know, man, I'm meant to be here. I swear, I promise. And I realise Arsenal are a big club, but they're gonna find a way to get relegated out of this division, even when it's not possible. I don't even know where they'll get relegated to. The Togolese first division. On top of them, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and then Juventus, Inter, and AC Milan are part of the original 12. We're gonna have global games, most likely. These games aren't gonna be happening at home and away. They're gonna be happening in Saudi Arabia and Qatar and stuff, probably. There'll be twice as much money being earned as well, because there's less teams involved to distribute money between, and it won't be UEFA or FIFA governed. These lot are physically breaking away. Now, I don't mean to be dramatic here, okay, but this actively would be the single worst thing to ever happen to football. The problem is here, we're alienating actual fans. All right, now if I take Liverpool as an example, there's a very, very strong community around Liverpool when it comes to Liverpool fans. Obviously Everton too. I'm not from Liverpool, I'll get called a plastic. Regardless, this is a complete disregard for the community that Liverpool as well claims to care about so much. Like, I think more than anyone, the club that I support is very much caring for the community, and it's ingrained within the community that it is, very in a similar way to which Newcastle United is. I mean, it's just a kick in the stomach. It disregards, it disvalues the fans of their own clubs. I'm trying to make jokes about it, because otherwise I will be categorically depressed about everything. Like, it's one of those things. If this was to happen, and I don't know whether this is, again, going to make me sound like a plastic, but I think we all should genuinely consider this, whether I can actually support my football club. Because they don't care, clearly they don't care about us at all. Manchester United fans, born and bred, your parents were United fans, their parents were United fans, their parents were United fans. They don't care about you either. This is the most money-grabbing, disillusional idea that I think has ever come about in sport, generally speaking. And the problem is where this differs from previous ideas that have tried to do a similar thing. It's that Liverpool have left the ECA. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, that's the European Club Association. Once you leave that, you're not allowed back into UEFA competitions. They've already left, as I think of Juventus, as I think of Manchester United. The actions are already being taken. Like, now that Liverpool, for example, I know I'm using them as an example a lot, they, for example, are now forbidden from entering the Champions League and Europa League. Hence, both competitions have been suspended this week. And the only team left in it that would actually qualify for next year is Paris Saint-Germain. So they're probably going to get gifted the Champions League by default. They're looking around, no idea where everybody else is. Sneakily, though, could try and win the Champions League, then dip out afterwards. I wouldn't rate that at all. That would actually be horrendous. How was the Jake Paul boxing fight not the most disappointing sports story of, like, the weekend? It didn't even survive longer than a day. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is genuinely huge. Liverpool and Juventus and co. genuinely bans them from playing in the Europa League, the Champions League. That won't happen. They will not be allowed to play in that competition potentially ever again. There was outrage from players, and Herrera came out and spoke about it. There's obviously been outrage from fans, and there's been outrage from pundits alike.
I mean, I'm a Manchester United fan and have been for 40 years of my life, but I'm disgusted, absolutely disgusted. I'm disgusted with Manchester United and Liverpool most. I mean, Liverpool, they pretend, you'll never walk alone, the people's club, the fans' club. Manchester United, 100 years, born out of workers around here. And they're breaking away into a league without competition that they can't be relegated from. It's an absolute disgrace. And honestly, we have to wrestle back the power in this country from the clubs at the top of this league.
We've gentrified the whole sport. How do you even manage to do that? And it is really no surprise. As I said, this is probably the single most damaging thing that could ever happen in footballing history. You're gonna have a completely ridiculous pyramid system now that have no real reward for how you do in a domestic campaign. Money distribution will be completely skewed. You know, Liverpool, United, Chelsea and co, all those 6 teams will be earning astronomically more than everybody else. It's a way of keeping those top 6 teams at the top. You will never have a Leicester story ever again because they'll never qualify for something. You'll never have West Ham trying to fight to get into the Champions League and the magic of finishing in the top 4 like they are right now. That won't happen ever again. Should we even be shocked, realistically? We've allowed billionaires to come in and take over every club that has any sort of meaning in this division. And I don't mean just billionaires, I mean conglomerates. TV money is astronomical and quite frankly out of control. It does make me laugh that Sky and BT are talking about this, and then in reality they're only really speaking up about it with vim because it affects them. You made me pay £14.50 for Burnley versus Fulham a month ago. But as I said, this has been going on for years. You know, since the Premier League started in 1992, we built a model of football that's based on everybody trying to earn as much money as possible. These guys have decided they're going to earn astronomical amounts more money than they do right now. They're just going to go ahead and do it, and they've been allowed to do it. We're going to Qatar for the 2022 World Cup. Football's been dead for ages. Nobody actually cares about the fans. Nobody cares about the consumer. And I hold responsibility in a tiny sense, not for the actions of my football club. I've put money into this club because I feel passionately about it and I love it. But I apologise to anyone who's not a top 6 supporter. As clubs, not as fans, this isn't our fault as fans, but as clubs, we've completely fucked it. Champions League is never going to be the same again. And I think that is a given. Even if this Super League doesn't happen, if clubs here are leaving the ECA, the Champions League isn't going to be the same again. Southampton v Bologna will be the Champions League final in 2022. Watch this space. And it's a 10th Champions League for Rayo Vallecano. West Ham will still find a way to lose to that Romanian team that's knocked them out 4 years on the bounce. Crystal Palace are in the Europa League. Roy Hodgson's heart can't take that. But what I will say is, if this doesn't go ahead for whatever reason, because there are still processes that need to occur beforehand, I will be so interested to see how these clubs try and rectify this situation. I honestly can never look at Liverpool Football Club the same way again, because they have shown that greed, money, capitalism, profit is far more important than the welfare of their fans, because you can still financially run the football club without this as an eventuality. It's not like they're doing this to save our football clubs because we're all in horrendous debt, we're gonna go under. Just get me back on the garden bowls, mate. I don't need this football malarkey anymore. UEFA and FIFA have threatened these clubs big time with massive fines, 50 billion euros, and getting kicked out of domestic competitions. I mean, I know the FA probably wouldn't want to. They are the ones that bring in the money globally. No one from outside of England, or especially in Asia or Africa, with the best will in the world, is going to watch the Premier League. I would still watch the Premier League, but the global supporters aren't going to if those big teams aren't in there. So I doubt the FA are gonna actively say you can't compete here, but UEFA and FIFA could probably go above them. They'd definitely be banned from stuff like the Euros because that's still a UEFA competition, the World Cup because that's a FIFA competition. Get ready for Luke Ayling at right back, Jack Cork at CDM for England, because the players playing in the top 6 won't be allowed there. You're going to have chunks playing on the left-hand side. And as I said, they could be banned from domestic competitions as well. Sheffield United went down yesterday or 2 days ago, and they're going to be unrelegated again. The top 4 fight will be West Ham, Leicester, Aston Villa, and Leeds United. That would actually kind of bang, low-key. Barnsley would be in the Prem next season because they'd have to promote more teams from the Championship. Colchester United will win the Premier League within the next 3 years. Either that or every club's just going to end up looking like a Pez logo at this point. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know where we go from here. You're going to see quite a few videos from me most likely this week. I'm actually ill at the moment. You can probably tell. I look like a mess. So I will try and keep you all updated with stuff as it happens during the week. I imagine in the next couple of days we'll see the Champions League get announced, that Paris Saint-Germain have won it. I'll try and bring you like a reaction of the internet as well. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, slap a like on it, subscribe if you are new to the channel. You can follow me on social media as well. It's at officialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been far from a pleasure, really, ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves. And fuck the Super League, man. Bun yourselves.